This week, one UN institution took the center stage, UNRWA. UNRWA is the abbreviation for the United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestinian refugees in the Near East. Israeli government has been accusing UNRWA and its staff being anti-Semitism, anti-Israel, sheltering extremists for quite a long time. But on the International Holocaust Remembrance Day this year, UNRWA announced that it has fired 12 staff for alleged ties to October 7th attack on Israel.
The Secretary General has been briefed by the Commissioner General of UNRWA, Philippe Lazzarini, regarding extremely serious allegations which implicate several UNRWA staff members in the terror attacks of October 7th in Israel. The Secretary General is horrified by this news and asked Mr. Lazzarini to investigate this matter swiftly and to ensure that any UNRWA employee shown to have participated or abetted in what transpired on October 7th or in any other criminal activity be terminated immediately and referred for potential criminal prosecution. An urgent and comprehensive independent review of UNRWA will be conducted.
Of course, during his International Holocaust Remembrance Day speech, Israeli ambassador to the United Nations, Gilad Erdan, fiercely attacked UNRWA and the UN.
How symbolic is it that on International Holocaust Remembrance Day, it was exposed that UNRWA employees took part in the massacre? The UN is not only weaponized to delegitimize our existence, but also to physically exterminate us.
Now, to give you some background information, UNRWA, established by General Assembly resolution in 1949, provides assistance and protection for registered Palestinian refugees, including education, healthcare, relief and social services, camp infrastructure and improvement, microfinance and emergency assistance, even during a conflict like what we saw. UNRWA is funded almost entirely by voluntary contributions from UN member states. And in Gaza, 13,000 UNRWA staff help over 2 million people with humanitarian aids. Nevertheless, dozens of countries, including US, UK, suspended their funding following this incident.
We need to see fundamental changes before we can resume providing funding directly to UNRWA. And as you know, we shouldn't let that cloud the great work that UNRWA does. UNRWA has provided essential humanitarian assistance to the Palestinian people, and UNRWA is the only organization on the ground that has the capacity to continue to provide that assistance. And their personnel have done extraordinary work. They've literally saved thousands of lives, and it's unfortunate that this information has raised some doubts about UNRWA.
What changes can the Secretary General see in this very institution that he might brought up?
As far as the mandate is concerned, it is a General Assembly mandate, right? For its work methods, UNRWA, like any other part of the UN organization, is always willing and open to improving the way it does its work, right? Making it more efficient, doing it better. And, you know, it's one of the reasons I think Mr. Lazzarini will be setting up this independent review of UNRWA and how it works.
The Israeli ambassador was criticizing UNRWA. Not only the U.S. ambassador, but almost everyone agrees the vital role UNRWA played in humanitarian delivery in Gaza.
But it's very critical that we recognize the central role that UNRWA plays in the Gaza Strip in the delivery of humanitarian aid, and prior, of course, to the conflicts when schools were open or the clinics were open or other facilities run by the agency. All those were services in support of the civilian population.
UNRWA said that if this situation continues, it will most likely shut down its operation by the end of February, which means only 4 weeks away. UN Secretary General Guterres then had a meeting with major donors of UNRWA this Tuesday. This meeting seems more like a communication. So, the outcome? What's the response from the top donors what they want?
Well, I mean, listen, it was a chance for donors to interact actively and constructively with the Secretary General. He answered the questions. He laid out what we're doing, which is basically what I've been telling you. I think the important thing is not whatever they said in the meeting. The important thing is we'll see what happens in terms of their decisions.
We'll have to wait and see how many countries will change their mind supporting UNRWA, which ultimately means supporting Gaza people and resume their funding to this vital institution.